Put a finger down if you ever feel like shit and you feel like you have less energy than a 2007 Nissan Rogue with over 200,000 miles and less than a quarter tank of gas. And then you realize that you actually haven't had at least 8 hours of sleep since last Sunday, when you slept for 14 hours. Great. I'm so glad that I'm not alone in this. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you probably want to figure out how to fall asleep at night. And you know, that's funny because like I actually want to know the same thing. I actually did a little bit of research, okay? And I came up with 5 simple things that you can implement into your night routine, and I will implement into mine as well, some of which I already have, to fall asleep at a reasonable hour and wake up feeling fully charged, you know? Like a Tesla. Actually, I don't know if I want to feel like a Tesla, because sometimes they blow up. So I'm gonna tell you guys the very first step, and you're probably not gonna like it, but you know, some things we just have to do. I don't like taking out the trash, but I have to do that. But one day I'll be married and then I won't have to do it anymore. You need to have a consistent sleep schedule, and there's actually science to this to back it up, unfortunately. There is this thing, you've probably heard of it if anyone has ever tried to sell you a hatch alarm. It's called your circadian rhythm, and it's basically an internal clock that informs your sleep patterns, your cognitive function, and your overall energy levels. A huge component of circadian rhythm is actually light exposure, which I'll get into a little later in this video, but the main takeaway here is that you want to start your night routine ideally at the same time every night. This way you're allowing your body to get into a cycle, and you actually will start to feel tired at the same time every night, and in turn you'll wake up feeling refreshed, hopefully at the same time every morning without an alarm clock. That's the goal, okay? This is not something that I accomplish every single week, but it has happened on a couple occasions, and I will say it's nice. That's what I'm striving for here, okay? My second tip is to allow yourself some time to wind down. And I would recommend starting this process 2 hours before you would ideally like to fall asleep. This is when I prepare for the next day, so I'll pick out my outfit. Usually I pick out a couple because I never know which personality I'm gonna wake up with. I also might just be scrolling on Instagram because I haven't used it all day. There's any online shopping that needs to be done, and take off your makeup, wash your face, brush your teeth. This is also usually when I start harassing my boyfriend to stop playing video games with his friends because I'm more important. Wait, put your headset on and shake your head.
My headset on?
Yeah, like you're gaming. You look like you're annoyed with me.
What?
Wait.
No.
Once an hour has gone by, it's time to get rid of all the screens. The phone away, the TV off, computer shut, everything off. This is sometimes the hardest part, to just disconnect, but you physically have to do it. Going back to the point I made earlier about your circadian rhythm, that internal clock relies heavily on light exposure to tell it what time of day it is. Sitting on your phone when you're trying to fall asleep is pretty much self-sabotage, and it's okay. I'm guilty of it. I'll run the support group. But according to pretty much every well-informed person on the internet with a medical degree, there is a hormone called melatonin, and that is the hormone that makes you tired, okay? When your eyes are exposed to light, that sends a message to your brain to stop producing melatonin, and it just keeps you awake, even if you're exhausted. And if you're anything like me and you have crazy ADHD, you know that being on your phone exposes you to way too many things, and your brain will just run rampant, and then you really can't sleep. Even when you do put the phone away, you're still going. The hamster wheel is like still spinning. I have this app, it's called ClearSpace, and it basically locks all of my apps. I can choose the settings, so I have my apps locked when I'm supposed to be working and when I'm supposed to be sleeping. You do have the ability to open that app if you need to use it for whatever reason, but it does make you take a deep breath for like 10 seconds or something. And then if you're anything like me and you have ADHD, you already get bored within those 10 seconds and you don't care about the app anymore. So it works wonders. I highly recommend it, and it's gotten me to stop using the apps that are most addictive. But I found that even with this app, I still find other things to do on my phone, okay? So sometimes even getting this app, well, it's a great step, it's not enough. I have conquered so many things in the middle of the night. I've opened savings accounts, I've ordered new wardrobes, I've researched side hustles. I think any knowledge I have about finance has been acquired at like 1 in the morning, and I'm not kidding. And that's great. It's really great. But the problem with that, even doing things productive on my phone in the middle of the night, is self-sabotage. because I still have to wake up early, go to the gym, do an hour commute, and go to work by 9 a.m. There's two things that I've personally started doing to kind of replace that habit. One of those things is, you know, the obvious, to read before bed. There's times where I can't sit still and I can't just read, and that's when I journal. I write, whether it's like affirmations or just like ideas I have, things that I want to remember to do the next day, or I'm still able to be productive and creative, but I'm not exposing myself to blue light in the process. Another way that I like to manage my creativity at night is actually meditating. I always thought that meditating was thinking about nothing, but I was very, very wrong. Sometimes at night, if I'm like super fired up about something that I really want to do, close my eyes and I try to picture it. My dream life, an ideal day. If I have something that I'm looking forward to, I try to imagine that. The next tip that I have revolves around your appetite. As much as I love a late night snack, not even a late night snack, just like a late night feast. Eating right before bed can mean that it will take your body a lot longer to digest your food. So ideally you should have any large or heavy meal 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. If you do eat before bed, it should be like a light snack, ideally something that's going to be easier for your body to digest. So I just prepared a little cheese and crackers as a light, easily digestible late night snack. And then I did a little research and realized that cheese is probably one of the worst things to eat before bed because it's fatty and hard to digest. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm gonna eat this because I already cut the cheese. But now I know, and you know, that you shouldn't eat cheese before bed. I don't know. I also learned something interesting, which is that eating a ton of food and then trying to go to bed right away can actually lead to GERD. GERD is an abbreviation, I'll put the full name up on the screen, but I actually was diagnosed with this when I was younger. It makes total sense because I've always eaten late since I would usually have dance class till like 10 p.m. You also should limit any caffeine afternoon on. I personally need about 3 cups of coffee a day to function. And listen, if you think that's bad, I don't care. I have no interest in getting better in that regard. I generally try to have my last cup of coffee at around 3 p.m. I don't really consume anything else that has caffeine. My mom never let me drink like soda or energy drinks when I was younger, so I just don't drink soda unless there's tequila in it. So I think I turned out just fine. My personal favorite thing to have before bed is sleepy time tea. For me, I associate sleepy time tea with getting a good night's sleep. If anything, the placebo effect is there. I look at it as more of like a natural way of falling asleep. I try to stay away from taking melatonin or anything else for that matter. I find that it really disrupts the quality of my sleep and I wake up feeling super groggy. Last but not least is your environment. Honestly, you just have to like romanticize the hell out of going to bed. Any big lights have to be off. I have a knockoff hatch alarm from Amazon, which has like a low light, so I'll put on either like the reading light or one of the fun colored lights. It also has like a sound machine built in, so I'll put that on. I personally like thunderstorms so I can drown out all of my anxious thoughts. And I do feel like it makes a difference when you make your bed in the morning and then you just get to like slip into like a cozy, clean bed. I've been trying to be better about that. I also have a weighted blanket, which honestly, I kind of feel like I'm wearing a straitjacket. When I have my weighted blanket on, I feel like I just like can't move and it keeps me like still. Warm, but still. Other thing that's really not good for my allergies, but is great for the vibes is my cat. If my cat is like cuddled up next to me and he's purring, then like there's no way in hell I'm getting up because like he's comfy. Your body temperature also needs to drop for you to be able to fall asleep. So I usually turn my fan off. So if I do all of these things, all of these steps, set up my environment exactly like I described, and then I sit in bed, plug my phone in, I put it on my nightside table. You know, I wish I could be one of those people that sleeps with my phone in a completely different room, but I haven't achieved that level of greatness yet. For now, I do sleep with my phone actually under my pillow, which I feel like is probably not good for you. So anyways, I digress. I put my phone under my pillow, pick up a book. Probably not a cookbook like this one, but this is all I have around me right now. I usually don't get past like the 3rd page until I fall asleep, which is beautiful. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, you know, follow along my journey of, you know, becoming the best version of myself. Oh, I know it's as gross as it sounds, but like seriously. But yeah, we can like hold each other accountable, hold hands, skip around in a circle, form a cult maybe, I don't know. But you know, it'll be fun. That's all I have for today. And I'm gonna stop the camera because like now this is where I practice what I just preached and I try to go to bed early.